Hey guys, what's up? This is MasterKingJC of the Anime Game Nexus back here again. And I saw Logan a few days ago, and I decided, you know what, I haven't done a movie review in quite some time, so let's do a movie review for Logan. I'm wearing my Spider-Man shirt. I don't have a Wolverine or X-Men shirt with me, so I mean they're both Marvel, but they're technically not because Fox owns the movie license to the X-Men characters, and Marvel has you know the whole deal. This movie, as you guys have already heard, like it's been in the news, it's been in interviews, it's been all over advertisement everywhere. This is gonna be Hugh Jackman's last film portraying Logan, aka Wolverine, and also it's going to be Patrick Stewart's last film portraying Charles Xavier, aka Professor X. So this movie is pretty much the end of an era for our generation who grew up watching the first X-Men movie back in 2000. And it's crazy how, 17 years later, here we are. This is the last time we're gonna see Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart portraying his characters. It's that whole level of that whole weight to the movie when you go to see it, and it kind of changes your perspective on the films. Like if you've been watching them for the past couple months, I haven't seen Apocalypse because oh god, I heard that was bad. I've seen the last two Wolverine movies, X-Men Origins Wolverine. It wasn't good, but I didn't really hate it, except for the whole Deadpool shit. That was, the Wolverine I thought was pretty decent until the third act where it really shat the bed. But Logan, holy hell! Now this is gonna be a spoiler-free review, and actually I kind of want to talk more about the film, but I might do a separate spoiler video. Let me know if you guys want me to do a separate spoiler video discussing the more intricate, nuanced plot, story developments in the movie. Actually, the whole timeline of the whole X-Men movies is really weird when it comes to these type of films. Just a basic plot synopsis boils down to the fact that this takes place in the not too distant future where Wolverine and Professor X are one of the last few X-Men left alive, and they're out in Mexico across the border, and right now they're beat down. They've lived hard, tough lives at this point right now. They're at the end of their ropes. These are old men we're looking at. We're not looking at the seasoned, younger, optimistic X-Men we grew up with. These are older, more saggy. I don't want to use the term saggy, but I think that works because they're there's a level of grit to this film. This is a gritty movie, and it shows in every single camera angle, in every single shot the characters are in. It involves pretty much Logan, who's being tasked with taking care of this mysterious girl who is a lot more like him than he, originally presumed, and how they have to deliver her to a certain location throughout the film. And I'm not gonna get really into detail what the location is. It's like an Eden, quote unquote, but it's not really spoilers, but that's just a brief plot synopsis. It's more like a road trip. I've seen a lot of people compare it to The Last of Us, and it kind of does turn to The Last of Us. In the second half, there's a lot of moments that feel reminiscent to The Last of Us, but it felt a lot reminiscent to the movie The Road. If you guys have ever seen The Road, it's kind of a lot like that. Holy hell, this movie, it owns the R rating. It doesn't feel tacked on. It doesn't feel like something that was just added on for oh, the shock. Oh, we're rated R now. Let's say fuck. Logan, he drops a lot of F-bombs, of course, and Professor X does too. It's not weird here and now from Wolverine because the Wolverine, his character, he's a really hard badass type of dude, and you're not surprised to hear him say fuck. You kind of feel if you ever seen the X-Men movies, X-Men, X2, X-Men Last Stand, these are words you would expect Wolverine to say in the original trilogy, but he never got a chance to because we're PG-13, so we can't go too far on that level. It's not really anything that distracts you from the film. It actually it doesn't take away. It actually adds in to the sense of realism and like I said, a level of grit. The supporting characters, like there's this guy with I think his name is Pierce. He has a robotic hand. I'm not too sure like what his character is in like the comics, or if he's like a real character in the comics. But I thought he was pretty. I thought he's pretty decent. He's has a few menacing moments in it. He's kind of like the main antagonist of the film, but he doesn't. He's not like the one you're supposed to be focusing on the most. Like the main focus of the film is Logan, Professor X, and Laura, the girl that he has to take care of, aka X-23, and their relationship in this film is so character driven that I think that's too like its benefit for it to be a little bit slow in some parts. Like there's some parts in the movie where things have to slow down, but that's good because they're getting into the character drama. They're actually like having those small character moments, and it's really weighted and it's really impactful to this film. And I hear a lot of people say that this movie doesn't feel like a comic book film because of how like gritty, bloody, realistic, and how nuanced it is. But it is. Like I feel like there's this stigma, with the whole Marvel films and DC and all that stuff, where there's this weird stigma where people like to take the concept of comic book films and say, oh, they're just they don't have depth, they don't have nuance, they don't have those like Oscar worthy character moments, like there's no like real human emotion there. That's completely fucking bullshit. Now, granted, yeah, there's a lot of fun, just for popcorn, just turn your brain off, action comic book films. But there are at least a handful, a decent amount of comic book movies that have really touching character moments, really nuanced character detail in there. For example, Captain America: Civil War, The Dark Knight. These are movies that, yeah, they're comic book movies, but they still have that nuanced, humanized, grounded level to them. Well, not really grounded in Civil War, but there are moments in Civil War where it's like real human, raw emotion. And Logan, honestly, I don't want to say that it doesn't feel like a comic book film, because I feel like that actually enhances the movie. That this is a character from a comic book, a superhero, a former superhero who's down, being down. He's not in the whole glamour of being a superhero anymore. Like this is one moment where they bring in the X-Men comic books, which is actually kind of interesting because those comic books exist in their reality, which are based, I guess, on their adventures. And Logan says, "Oh, it's all bullshit. Half of this shit's made up," and that's really interesting to see because he doesn't Logan, he's never been a character who was always big into the whole like optimism of being a superhero or being like an X-Man. Like he loved being an X-Man because that was his family, that was a group he considered family. But in here, he's old. He's a lot more like jaded, and he's kind of withered away from that persona. The way they resolve the storyline and the way they conclude on everything involving Logan and Professor X, the way their story is concluding here is holy hell. It's heavy, like really heavy, and like it's something it sticks with you once you leave the theater, because it's like, oh man, like this really is the end of an era for these characters. And it's like if you like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, perfect casting. It's perfect casting. Say whatever you want about Hugh Jackman, about him never wearing a costume or anything. It's perfect casting for him to play Wolverine. And Patrick Stewart, he was born to play Professor X. So this is really hard. I really, really love this movie. It had a few missteps and a few things that I kind of wish they did a different direction. But for the most part, it's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. I should really do more like superhero movie reviews on this channel because I really want to do it, but like I don't really see movies as much as I used to. It is what it is. So Logan, overall my final rating, I give the movie, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's how much I really love this film. Yeah, 9.5 out of 10, final score. Definitely go check it out. You don't even need to see the other X-Men movie to understand this one. It's like if you've seen like the original X-Men trilogy or even like just one X-Men movie, I think you're fine anyway. Like, this movie is so detached from the others in terms of like the timeline. I don't even want to think about where this falls into in the timeline because the X-Men timeline right now, like post First Class, is like completely like discombobulated and shit. Anyway, guys, this has been MasterKingJC. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy these movie reviews and you want to see more, let me know down below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And keep on keeping on, folks.